Hey people, welcome to the channel. Stay for this video, it's very interesting. Here, Nick Fuentes explains who actually runs Trump, how those backers were originally going with DeSantis, and also his difference with people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Just let's listen to this thing.
Well, first I would say about Trump, he was backed by very specific interests in 2024. And it's sort of interesting because he was not even their first choice. In 2022, when I had dinner with him, it was coming off the midterm elections. So the midterms were early November 22. We had the dinner a few weeks later. And at that time, all of the donors were running for the exits. Like, Trump could not raise any money in 22. He declared his candidacy for re-election in 24, but he had no donors. All the donors wanted DeSantis. Yeah. DeSantis was their guy. Specifically, I'll name names. Ken Griffin from Citadel, big Wall Street guy. Silicon Valley, Elon Musk. He launched Ron DeSantis' campaign on Twitter, on a Twitter space. Yeah. Elon Musk and David Sachs from PayPal Mafia. And Miriam Adelson. She was a huge backer of DeSantis early on.
She's the one that was in Israel when Trump visited, and Trump said he got $60 million from that woman in the audience, and said, yeah, that's how you got Golan Heights. $60 million got you a chunk of our neighboring country.
So you had the trifecta. Wall Street, Silicon Valley, Israel lobby. They were all behind DeSantis. In 2023, he announced, and it was a total flop. And they recognized that. By the summer of 23, I think he announced in May, he totally fell off, and they jumped for Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
And there was this talk that Nikki Haley would win the New Hampshire primary, and then she'd win South Carolina, her home state, and then she could be the nominee. She would be the Republican, if you could imagine. Same deal. Miriam Adelson was behind her. Ken Griffin. All these people then went behind Haley. She lost in New Hampshire. Or maybe she won. I forget exactly. But she didn't win by a lot. They were forced to accept Trump.
Yeah.
And in May or June of last year, Miriam Adelson made the check out to Trump. And Elon went behind Trump. And Tim Mellon, the banker, all these people eventually went behind Trump. And Trump effectively sold out. Like that, it could not be more clear. He took a ton of money from the billionaires. Yeah. And all you have to look at is the small dollar contributions. In 16, the small dollar contributions were like 60% of his total haul. In 24, it was like 30%. So it was like totally inverted. And he got tons of billionaire money. So I would say that when somebody is selling out, it's very obvious because they're getting paid. I'm under attack by all these people. J.D. Vance hates me. Peter Thiel is trying to destroy me because I'm against Vance, which is his guy in 24. Elon Musk is always attacking me on Twitter.
Yeah.
The Israel lobby hates me. They're trying to get me banned. At all their meetings over the past few weeks, they're saying, we need to pass anti-Semitism laws to keep this guy. So, very clearly I'm against Wall Street, Silicon Valley, Israel lobby. But as far as the Tucker and Candace thing is concerned, there's something very interesting there. There's something subtle there. And I've been talking about this for a long time. If you watch me, I'm saying very clearly that our issue is that we have an organized Jewry in the world, which is to say that it's not every Jewish person that's alive, obviously.
Yeah.
But there are Jewish people as a group are very organized. They have federations, congresses, fraternities.
So true,
they're extremely networked and organized. And with organization comes collective action, right?
Yeah.
If you're one person, you can't make a difference. But if you have 100 people in a membership group and you're all rich or you're all lawyers or judges, now you got some juice. Now you got a little play. Now imagine this on a global scale. Jewish people are like the richest ethnicity in America.
And this is not only in politics and business, in Hollywood, it's no mystery. I mean, just go check any Wikipedia movie. You usually see the director and the actor, and they hire themselves around. They network. I mean, it's great. It's great for them, right? But that brings a lot of power, and it's no mystery. It's no coincidence that you go, another. All, working together always and doing very well for themselves and their interests.
Overrepresented in Harvard, Columbia, Yale, whatever. Super powerful. Now, that's fine. I mean, God bless them. Good for them. They have a very
Right.
strong identity and they're very successful. I think largely because they're smart, they're educated. That's a big part of it. But they also help each other.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. They put their tribe ahead of their nation.
That's it.
And that can be a conflict of interest. Now, that's what I say. What Tucker and Candace say is completely different. They come out and they say, no, we don't have a problem like that. And we don't even have a problem with Israel per se. They say we have a problem with specific policies of the Israeli government and Netanyahu. And when Candace asked me to do her show, was this a big reunion? Did we have a great time? No. She tried to put the screws in me, and she interrogated me and said, do you hate Jewish people for being Jewish? Do you hate Dave Smith because he's Jewish? And I said, no. I said, I don't hate
You gave me
any.
Dave Smith's number, by the way.
What's that?
You gave me Dave Smith's number.
I
by the way.
did, yeah. And I like Dave.
Yeah.
I love Dave, actually. He's a great guy. But what they were effectively saying is, because you talk about Jewishness, you're an anti-Semite. And I said, look, I don't hate them, and I don't hate individuals, or I'm a Christian. I don't hate anybody, actually. And in particular, Christians have a special respect for Jews. We call them a witness people because they witnessed the revelation by God in the Old Testament and the Passion of Christ. Anyway, so she brings me on the show and says, you talk about Jews, you're an anti-Semite. The real issue is like the neocons in Israel. And I said, that's just BS. Clearly it's bigger than that. Then she goes on the show with Tucker. And for 15 minutes, they talk about me and say, yeah, he's like David Duke. He's a Fed. He's a real anti-Semite. He's a weird kid in his basement. So I call out Tucker. Tucker has me on the show. I think it's a good conversation. Now he's going around everywhere and saying, well, I agree with Nick on some things, but not his anti-Semitism and Jew hatred. Oh, so there's that line again. So there's a triangulation here. Tucker, Candace, me. And it seems like they both brought me on their show to either lecture me or interrogate me or to maybe create space between us and say, no, you're a Jew hater. I'm critiquing Israel's policies. And so there is a gulf between us. But the difference is they're still in on it. They still think Israel's our ally. They still have, they're still maybe 1 foot in on the organized Jewish lobby.
They will always be that because it's different. Especially, Tucker Carlson, come on. The guy was Fox News for how many years? He was what, an idiot? He didn't know what he was doing? And he talks about it himself. But, I changed my ways. Now I wear flannel shirts and shoot guns. Dude, it's what he said. It's an organized global lobby that they benefit themselves. And then the other thing he said, that this is the big problem. It's great if you lobby and you network. All of that is fantastic. Where is your fucking loyalty? Is it the United States? Is it in France? Is your loyalty to UK? Is your loyalty to Argentina? What country is it? No. My loyalty is in Israel because that's my people. That's the massive problem that you have all over the world, but especially in the United States. Because giving the structure, giving the way in which you can lobby, which in many countries it's completely illegal, not in the United States. In other countries, doing what's called lobbying in the United States, it should land you in jail. Not saying this doesn't happen, but it is completely illegal to buy politicians. You can't have a politician get $150 million from some company or some special interest group. I don't care what it is. That's in most other countries, not in the United States. So that's why it's being leached and sucked in from inside because of that mechanism that allows for such a thing to happen.
And I'm totally independent of that. I would say that's the distinction between us.
So you'd say that, they're the feds then?
Yeah. Yes.
They're the Fed. They probably are. Tucker Carlson, his father was involved in that sort of thing. He was basically working for one way or another. So yeah, I would say he is, or he's definitely doing that thing. And Canon's the same thing. The thing of it's these guys and this and that. Look, it's an organized global elite that just so happens to run banks and runs different organizations that move immigration to one place and another, while at the same time not admitting any. It's the only country that worries so much about everyone else admitting endless amount of illegal immigrants or legal immigrants or whatever the hell you want to call it. Do you have any idea how many organizations all over Europe, all over the United States, and they go for both the left and for the conservative? It's on both sides. It's conservative and it's far left. It's communist, socialist bullshit, and it's super conservative too. It doesn't matter. It is all loyalty to them. It is all loyalty to them. Flood everyone with as many immigrants as possible. No, we cannot accept any immigrants in our country, in our homeland. Oh, why not? Why is it that everyone else should admit them, but not you? No, because we need to protect our national identity. Okay, fuck you. So everyone else should sacrifice their country, their culture, their identity, but you, not you? And it just so happens to be that you are the one that always starts shit with everyone? Okay, that's kind of rich, isn't it? Guys, that's going to be all for now. If you want to learn more about preparedness, you have the channel with a ton of information. And given what's going on in the world, more than ever, surviving the economic collapse, street survival skills, and I will even throw in there bugging out and relocating, okay? Have a great day. Take care.